Prince William is facing criticism, mainly from me, it has to be said, for not attending the Women's World Cup final in Australia. He's just released this message to the Lionesses. Have a look.
Lionesses, we want to send you a huge good luck for tomorrow. We're sorry we can't be there in person, but we're so proud of everything you've achieved and the millions you've inspired here and around the world. So go out there tomorrow and really enjoy yourselves.
Good luck.
I'm joined by royal biographer Angela Levin to give us a rundown on that clip and everything else that's going on. Angela, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome. That clip has just been released by Prince William, who is president of the FA. And I'm sorry, I know we disagree on this one, but the phrase, "I'm sorry we can't be there with you," when he's got Princess Charlotte sitting with him, who's a huge football fan, sports fan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm angry. He should be there.
I think, well, he can't be there really, because he would be going against a lot of things that he's said. He's a great believer in not actually travelling long journeys if they're for very, very quick, and he's only going to be there for a very short time. And I think he was up against a wall, but if he does go, he's going to be attacked by everyone who says you can't try and save the world and make things clean if you're going to travel all this time on planes and come back and go there so quickly. And on the other hand, if he doesn't go, he gets lots of attacks from people.
He'd be there if it was the men playing.
I don't think so, actually. I mean, he stopped several matches when there was something wrong. He couldn't go to Russia. He was all geared up to do that. And a few years ago, I think about 5, 6 years ago, and he couldn't do that because it was just after they had poisoned one of their people who was in the UK. He had to drop that at the last minute. We don't know what else he's got on. I think it's quite difficult to attack him when he actually is very hard-working, huge sense of duty, and has shown that he is also a very good father and that his children understand what will happen when they're older and how they go ahead. And I think it is obviously a great shame, but I don't think he's doing it for any other reason than sticking to his morals.
I'll cut you some slack on that one,
Thank you.
But the other one, the ginger one, Prince Harry, isn't it? That's his name.
That's his name.
There was a rumour he was actually going out to Australia, which would have caused.
I think it was just a joke. People said that he should go and he would be in the front of every single newspaper's page. Wouldn't it?
I'm surprised he hasn't been. But is there another Netflix thing coming out? Please don't tell me there is.
Yes, there is with Invictus Games, which is Harry's great thing that he's done. And there's a bit of a chat whether Meghan would go with him. Well, she is going with him. And I have to say, it's in Germany.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and there was a sort of advert for it, and he struck me very much as the old Harry I knew in 2017 when I was writing his biography. And I asked him at the time, rather bravely, you will agree as a journalist, that he was brilliant with the soldiers who'd been damaged physically or mentally, and they said he'd given them a wish to live. And I said to him, can I ask you a question, please? Do you use this as a way of helping you with your own mental health issues? Thought he'd throw me out of his palace, but he didn't at the time, and he waited about a minute, seemed like an hour, and he said to me, no, you're absolutely right, it does help me. So I'm just wondering whether he's actually coming out of the pit that he's been in and is actually becoming more of a man himself.
Are you implying Meghan's a pit?
No, he's in a very bad state, isn't he? He's in a very miserable, unhappy time for him. He's not with his...
It has to be said.
Well, he was happy before her, but he doesn't now. But Meghan is going, and she's going to speak, and it's going to be to the veterans, and it's about courage and resilience. And I thought that was rather ironic, because she's neither.
Are we? Yeah, well, quite. Are we to read anything in? Meghan isn't a stupid woman, is she? Into the fact that she hasn't been wearing her engagement ring for a while. I mean, she's quite very obviously photographed recently not wearing it. Yeah,
well, she does all that. She does these sort of gimmicky things. She does that about her ring. She does this with a patch to make sure that we still think she's still a victim. You know, she wants to be a victim, but she wants to be very successful, have loads of money, and tell people who've worked for Queen and country, which she certainly hasn't done, how to behave. I find it absolutely extraordinary.
And so basically, it would have been fun to see him here. But finally, one quick question with you.
Yes.
The hair. There's a picture recently with him suddenly dark,
Yes,
full head of hair. What's that about?
Well, it's just so that he looks more attractive, but actually we all know he's lost his hair, and he was very rude about William, who's lost his hair before he did, because he's older, and obviously they did at a certain age. And he's made lots of silly comments about him, and in his book Spare, he made jokes about it. And so now he's got it, but he can't actually have photos showing that unless it's happening at the moment. So they've darkened it and they've painted a bit on top.
Doesn't look at all
pathetic.
Unfortunately, we have to move on there. Angela,
Okay.
thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Right, you are with Dawn Neesom on GB News, on your TV and on digital radio.